Oh, whoops, microphone. Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Alpha Presents Killer Aesthetics. This is the show where we have killing going on in the background, and that's all it's for, is background noise for if you're relaxing or if you're working or some other thing. This one is not necessarily meant to be watched in depth, but if that's how you want to do it, feel free to watch along. Tonight we start Blake Stone, Aliens of Gold. Let me see if I can time this right. Good. Now this is basically a futuristic kind of sister game to Wolfenstein 3D. In that it's based in the future. So I've done this, I touched on this once before and tried to do a real run of it, but lost patience at a particular point. So now I'm going to try this again with both the normal levels and Lingyan 203's levels under this new aesthetic format. Anyway, the story goes like this. Starting out with some preliminary information on who Blake Stone is. He lost his father at 18 years of age. His mother permanently scarred in the same attack. His military record post-paternal death. And now our mission as it stands. Doctor of Genetics. Well, there you go. Madman, alien invasion, takeover universe. We've seen it all before. So we begin, as is always good to begin, with the first mission, taking place in the Star Institute. As always, to get maximum kill, we're going to do this on the highest level. So we'll get a briefing at the beginning of each episode, unlike with Wolfenstein. So he's looking to escape. Informant biotext. That's important, and you'll see why. We always need the red access card to trigger the elevator. Oh crap, what's the button? Hold please. That's the operative key. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're going to do this with a few allowances. Obviously, because it's for aesthetic purpose rather than a true playthrough, we're going to do it with God mode. And on my auto map function, I'm also going to have the people running around showing. Once they're killed, they're off the map. It'll be easier to track people this way. And we're also going to show push walls for sake of quality of life. I'm not going to have to stare at a map. I'm not going to have to guess and check. But yeah, these are things that'll make the aesthetic that much smoother and make it, hopefully, that much more pleasant for you guys to listen to. Can I do something with the audio? Yeah, it should still be pretty manageable right there. Okay, and where it says debug mode enabled up top, there's usually what the floor of the building we're in is dedicated to. In the case of this floor, we are on the Star Institute General Operations floor, so there's really nothing special to be checked out here. Now, all of that having been said, let us begin. Now, a few things to notice about the guy in the white coat. See how quick he's running? If he's running quicker than a snail's pace, you can be assured that he's not a good guy.
Medic!
No, I would have been hit a few times already. Here, let's do this to demonstrate. Similar to Wolfenstein, that's what a hit looks like. Ah, buddy. Are you stuck? Well, hell, I'm stuck too.
Intruder!
This is literally as fast as my current weapon can fire, but on the upside it's got infinite ammo. Of course, in God mode, all my weapons have infinite ammo, but that's neither here nor there. Again, we need the red card for the elevator. Take a look around. Standing ammo boxes get you 8 shots. Any of the people leave behind can get you anywhere from 1 to 8. So these guys don't seem to be reacting to hearing the door. Now notice the gold text in the lower left, where it says informant. That tells you he's a good guy, and some of the information he gives you there is important. Second time you talk to one of these guys, they'll give you a charge pack, unless your ammo's already at 100%. And that can be anywhere from 1 to 8. The third time you speak with them, it'll be food tokens. And to my knowledge, that is always 5. And you have an upper limit of 25. Anytime after that, he'll just give you the piece of info from the first time you talked. And that's what I'm using now, the auto charge pistol. Alright, now let's start picking stuff up. That's weapon number 2, the slow fire protector. And now you can see your ammo capacity. Goes down by 1% every time you fire. And this weapon, unlike the auto charge pistol, will set people off. So you've seen the auto charge pistol. Here's how much faster you can fire the slow fire protector. Still not all that fast, but it's certainly better than the default. Now take a look at some of the food items here. This raw meat, the pink little drumstick, good for 15%. The steak is good for 20%. And that's what a heal looks and sounds like. Anytime you pick up a weapon, it's always 6% ammo. Now, see how this guy's walking, despite all the gunfire that's gone on thus far? That's how you know he's not bad. Yeah, speaking of bad... Let's go around here and get the rest of the stuff. Now I'll start displaying the auto map. So you notice the... hold that thought for just a minute. Oh, that's why, because they're in the way of the fucking door. Alright, well, there's a few dots on the west and south, the red ones, that represent living guys. Now, the bad guys will come up as all different colors. But yeah, you'll see them move as you keep checking the map like that. The blue and white flashing dot you see toward the center of the map is the elevator door. And the white flashing dots in the lower left there represent push walls. So basically, watch this. Now these guys are a little bit brighter dots on the screen. That's just the color that they were, I would assume, arbitrarily assigned. Now look at the stats on the right side there. Total points represents a combination of enemies and hidden treasures, which we'll see later. Enemy destroyed is a stat by itself. Informants alive. Keep the good guys alive. They'll be worth money at the end of the floor, and not to mention your mission rating. Now, floor and mission ratings always begin at 33% at the start of the game because all the informants are still alive. Don't kill them or that rating will start going down. Now, part of the reason I lost patience the last time I played, without God mode by the way, was because of these guys. You hear all those sparks? Each one of those would be 4% damage on this level, which gets really, really bad at the part where, well, you'll see. Fucking hard to hit, too. Obviously, once you're at 100% ammo, you can't get any more. Run out of ammo and you're relegated to the auto-charge pistol. Yeah, the bad guys sometimes will say funny things like that. Now, it's about a coin flip the first time you talk to a bad guy. The second time, he'll definitely cause you some trouble. Obviously, don't get yourself in a situation like that. Alright, looks like we've hit our upper limit of food tokens. I do want to demonstrate that, so I'm going to do this real quick. Bear with me a few minutes here, folks. You'll notice the heart rate speed up and intensify as health goes down. Now I want to demonstrate the food units. A food unit that looks like this with very dim lettering and a light blue face. One token will get you 7% health back. Now one of these with bright green letters, unless it's empty, will get you 10%. Okay, candy bar, good for 8%. There we go. Now, there's still items in the food unit, and you can't eat. It'll just tell you you're not hungry. Alright, what's it do next? Let's go over here, where the door is already open. That's a barrier switch. Each switch correlates to one field of barriers. Now the barriers will hurt, the electric barriers will hurt you if you're standing by them. But they won't hurt these guys. Unless you flip it on with him right in. We got one of them that way. And that'll just be an instant death, so you want to be real careful about reactivating barriers if there are good guys nearby. Let's go this way first. Oh boy. That guy's wielding a rifle. Take him down, you get the rifle. The rapid assault rifle. Now let's see what this baby can do. Oh, that's better. As you can see, he wasn't kidding about well guarded. There's some bonuses now. Gold bars are something of a special case. A single bar is worth $250. 2 bars, which we don't see here, is worth $500. 3 bars is worth $750. And 5 bars, contrary to the mathematics, are worth $1,000. The value of each bar goes down on that one. Boy, a lot of these guys are bad. Now what about this? Even with this weapon, good luck to you if you try this. Well, there's your 2 bars. Could I speed this up further? Yeah, that didn't help too much. Oh well. What's this? Oh, I love this texture. These guys with the vests, they are bad news. They can go down and come back up.
I'm down! I'm down!
Or they're just super tough to kill the first time.
I'm down!
there's 5 of these guys. Even with a rifle, you gotta play it smart. But if you survive that, your reward is not only 5 figures worth of gold, but weapon number 5. We'll get back to number 4 in a little bit. Number 5, which uses up 4% per shot, is the plasma discharge unit. And again, be real careful with explosives when you got good guys close by. There's the smallest bonus in the game. Each money bag is worth $100. Couple good hammer. Oh no, it's the same bunker. Okay. Somebody standing there? And you saw the map. There is a push wall there.
Intruder!
That was complete overkill, but just to demonstrate what this weapon can do. Oh, I see. It wouldn't push beyond the grate. Alright then. Still a little more to do here. For example, oh, fun with barriers. Some barriers have more than one switch. Now don't be stupid and activate it here, because it's going to hurt. First aid kits, the biggest healers, they're good for 30%.
Guard!
Oh, these guys suck. That's everybody. The enemy will always be the first bonus. The points will always be the second. Once you get both, then you'll be evaluated for informants. And if they're all still alive by that point, you get your 50,000. There will be more impressive stashes later. I'm not going to count them just yet. Although that one right there was the most impressive for this floor. $18,000. Alright, so every 400,000 points up to 4 lives, you get an extra life. Now, if you've done this, your mission ratings are all 100%, or your floor ratings, rather. And by this point, you should also have the red access card, so now it's time to move on. So here's the elevator. Let's move on. Alright, so that's the basics. Sorry about that, I had something hanging there. Anyway, there's... Yeah, so to illustrate, that's where your floor ratings always begin. You can always go back to a previous floor. You just can't go forward until you have the next red card. This is good for if you need to go back and grab some healing items. Alright, my commentary from here on is going to be a lot less now that I've explained all the normal stuff. If something interesting comes up, I will make mention. But other than that, enjoy the aesthetic. Here we go. We are now at the technical planning offices.
Guard!
The sandwiches are good for 10%. Oh, fuck. Anyway, you just saw what happens when you shoot down an informant. Long story short, don't do that. Another comms room. Unfortunately, the comm stations don't actually do anything.
Guard! Oh! Oh! Guard!
Now these are two-sided doors. This side with the triangle is the side you can open. And this side with the octagon is the side you cannot. Just like that informant said, all crates have weapons. Now there's another bonus to watch out for, a one-time per game thing. If you hit the $500,000 mark, that's the bonus you get. Reprieve of full health, full ammo, and an extra $1 million. But that only happens once. Ceiling turrets. Ceiling turrets can only be brought down by this weapon or weapon number 4, which we have not yet found. If you try and do it with the auto charge pistol, the slow fire protector, or the plasma discharge unit, the exploder, they won't work. Like they'll literally just do nothing. There, never worked. Oh. That would be Goldfire. He'll warp in and out on occasion in places. Just hit him a few times and he'll go away. Now's not the time we want to fight him anyway. We want to save that for the top floor, as we were told in the briefing, floor 9. Except as you saw in the elevator, floor 9 isn't really the top floor. But that is where all the biggest action happens. Some doors need cards of their own. And it'll never be a red card.
Intruder!
Some canisters house enemies. It's all about knowing which is which. These white canisters produce these brown guys. Not all of them, but many of them on this skill level. See, notice in the very bottom left pixel, the fast black and white flasher is me. Now notice that little dot, the little brown dot that almost blends in with the dark space. That's how you know a canister's got a bad guy in it. Of course, you don't know that if you're not playing a legitimate game. Or if you are playing a legit game. A heightened concentration of big enemies can only mean one thing. There's the gold card. Looks more beige, but there it is nonetheless. And, hey yo, hold on a minute. This one doesn't go any further. Now, without benefit of map, always track yourself with walls that are pushed in towards the room you're in. Now, I don't believe you actually need to go in this section to finish the floor, but obviously for 100% you're gonna need it. And that takes you right back here. And we haven't checked out the northern door yet. Fortunately, the bad guys can't hurt the good guys. but this just makes it really annoying. Constantly having to fire around him.
Halt! Halt! I'm here!
So always watch your fire. And there's weapon 4, and my personal favorite, the dual neutron disruptor. Look at the speed on this thing. Considerably faster than the rifle. Like most games, access cards are one use only. Nice little system we have here. There's a shiny little ball. That's it for this side. Pardon me. Well, there's no bad guy or good guys near here, and a lot of dark dots. Let's have a little fun. Reveille, reveille, reveille. That's it for them. And we already got all the pickups. And the informants are all still alive. Formula for 100% success. Alright, now let's get on out of here. Now we're up to the mutant holding chambers. So we can probably expect a higher concentration of mutants here. We need to find a yellow card. Well, let's trigger them immediately. Any that are bad. You're bad. You're bad. Oh, you. 3 of them are good. Not very impressive for such a big room. Too bad. Best to get behind the line sometimes. Some comm rooms hold secrets, and this is the one that pissed me off so bad last time.
I'm down!
You know what? Let's have some fun. Okay. Picture this, if you will. You're in this maze of long, skinny corridors. And you see these fucking guys you might remember from the first floor. Yeah, I didn't have the patience to even try and bother with these sons of bitches. So, I didn't. Fortunately, the auto map retracts. So as long as you explore every nook and cranny of these mazes, you'll be able to see if any of them are still alive at the end. Yeah, that assault would be fatal. Now they've more or less split this thing into two halves. Divided by that long stretch. Hiya. This is annoying as hell under a normal game. There's the jackpot of this maze. If I had to estimate, this probably amounts to about $25,000. Need to watch your ass at all times in here. I think that's the entire maze. And look at that, we've already taken down half the bad guys. Now, best way out of here. It's probably like this. There we go. Right, back to business. Make sure you're ready and as healed and loaded as you can be before you go through this door. Because remember, that door shuts, there's no going back.
You're dead. You're dead.
Unfortunately, raining down turret parts on a bad guy won't kill him, or even harm him. Now here's the thing. You see these outlets? These blue plasma bastards respawn through them. You don't want to be in there for a long period of time. Oh yeah, and if they respawn like that, They do not count towards your enemy kill.
I'm hit! I'm hit!
I could have used the plasma discharge unit.
I'm hit!
But oh well, whatever.
You'll never defeat.
Some floors, Goldfire will show up twice. Thankfully, he was bad. That could have ended a lot worse.
You're dead. Thought you would.
Good guy. We're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Several good guys. Four of them. Here's our first taste of the Xylem Orb. The big bonus of them all. 5,000 a pop. Oh, that's pleasant. I seem to have stumbled upon a human trafficking operation. And one that went horribly, horribly wrong. Alright, look, you guys mind? Thank you.
Stop! Guard! I'm down!
Maybe we'll just cast Fire Flash into the corner like that. Still a bad guy. Somewhere along the way I allowed somebody to live. And I missed some points. Fortunately, there's an easy break for that. I know a little God Flash trick that'll improve the quality of life for that. see if I remember how to do this. Looks like I did it right. Oh, we totally 86 that one. Let's move on up. We now move on to alien canister storage. So there may be a higher concentration of canisters that can be blown open for more enemies. Oh, that was quick. I would hope so because the door is immediate. Unfortunately, there's no blowing the socket.
Medic!
Very sad about that. Well, my reader says there are good guys here. Yet to see any, though. Oh, there's one, I think. Yep. I mean, so far, every canister has had an enemy. Only higher concentration it could be is that there's more of them. A locked door. Means there's a meeting point somewhere. Oh, Lord. Now notice where I'm standing, a little north of the center. There's no brown dots on these things, which means there's no enemy. They're literally decoration.
I'm hit! I'm
Now, I don't know if you saw that. That hint is one of the more important ones you're going to find. Really skim this room. And when they say hidden arenas, they mean secret floors. And here's another thing of importance. 2 barrier switches. Now notice that those switches tell you each time which floor it's on. This time we've got 2 switches on remote floors. One on 6, one on 7. We'll see what that means later. And that's a transporter. It can take you elsewhere on the floor or to a different floor altogether. That's one of those that takes you to another floor altogether, so we'll revisit that later. Let's finish what we're doing here. Before we do that. These guys respawn quick. Do your business and get out. And remember this room. We're going to have to come back here. This white serpentine room.
Guard!
Oh, God. This will take us a bit with this good guy nuisancing us. Come on in here, man. Oh my God. This is gonna take the fuck forever.
I'm hit!
Some incredibly annoyingly placed allies in this level. Keep walking, man. Keep walking.
I'm down!
You're kidding, right? Did I really get glitched? Oh my god. I did, didn't I? I got glitched. Alright, there's gotta be a way through this. Alright. Let's try this. Well, the problem with going back to a prior map, which is essentially what this was, is all the push walls and all the dead actors show up. Alright. I'm gonna have to backtrack here. And the warp will take you back to the last known position on the floor. We could go to 5, but I've still got business to do here. I need to get back to where we were. And I picked the wrong door, didn't I? Yep. I need to continue through and make the round this way. Yeah, by the way, gold fire doesn't count towards your kill count. Nah, man, keep walking. Nah, fam, you're not stopping there. That was terrible placing. So many of them, too. Where the hell's Pyrus? Oh, whatever. We don't need to know where he is. About that transporter. First of all, if it's a secret, if the music stops, it's a secret floor. Listen. Also, I love the floor and ceiling textures in this game. Nice and varied. Now notice the informants alive percentage on this floor. And an untouchable 100%. Now the secret floors, floor 0 and floor 10, do not count toward the mission rating. Only 1 through 9 do. Now, this floor with an NA informants alive means there are no informants here. I like to call this, as a wrestling fan, a no disqualification floor. Unfortunately, that also means you can't get an informant bonus on the floor. But to me, that is a tiny price to pay to be able to use this sucker. By the way, this is the security training arena. There's probably a lot of bad guys here. And the fact that they're giving you the 2 big guns and tons of ammo should tell you that you're in for something here.
You're dead.
The secret floor is designated as floor 0. need to find the barrier switch. Second directive, find the deactivated barrier to enter the arena proper.
I'm down!
The two arenas meet at this room. Now, rather than going back out, see this center wall with two pushes on it? Or the blue one here. Now, heads up, the human trainees are going to be on their way now. Right through those orifices.
I'm down!
So far, our best room has been $40,000. 8 orbs. I see some activity back at the wall. Crowding up there.
I'm hit! I'm hit! I'm down! Stop! I'm down!
The open barrier must be near here. If they're flooding out like this. There it is. Unfortunately, no fighting left to be done here. And I guess I missed a thing. Probably a stray gold bar or something. Oh well. God Flash. We're still carrying that red card for floor 5. There. So now with all that chaos straightened out, let's head back through. Whoops, wrong way. Let's head back through and get to the elevator. Oh, for fuck's sakes, get out of my way. Well, let's hope the controlled pod hatchery is a little bit easier to deal with. The green aliens we've been dealing with, they're called pod aliens. We can probably expect to see a lot of them here. Isn't it fun to get paid to stand and watch an elevator? Look where we just made it to.
Door! Oh! Oh!
Got this place well protected. The flashing red dot toward the right side represents an access card. We're not going to get that much further unless we have it. So let's take care of it now.
Guard!
Barrier with no immediate switch. I wonder if there's no switch here that would deactivate the entire network's worth. Meaning the maze barriers too. Certainly seems like this change of wall texture would be where to find it, right? Alas, nope, just another $2,000. No switch. And the next secret here is beyond the barrier. So I'm going to have to make note of it and come back. Oh, hello.
I'm down!
And by the way, aside from the silver 1 varieties, there's the gold 5 variety of food tokens as well. There's a barrier switch for floor 5. Is it the barrier switch? Well, the auto map shows barriers, and I no longer see that barrier. So let's run back and resolve that real quick. a plasma outlet. A nice high amount of gold. Oh, and here's another neat little thing. The panel lights flash along with the automat. Each light corresponds with something. It's pretty cool. Now then, back to the standard business at hand here. Two to two again. How's that for your research?
Guard! Guard! Guard!
Of course, there's another one waiting in the wings. Excellent. The pod stabilization area. We can probably expect another concentration of pods. Another immediate yellow. I find it interesting they'd have an immediate access card like that.
Guard! It's medic! It's intruder! Medic! Intruder! Halt! Halt!
That was quick.
Halt!
Now what I don't get is, why is Goldfire packing so light? Why only a slow fire protector? Oh, God.
Medic!
No, out! I want you to leave this room. Get you out of the room. Please leave the room. Keep walking. Now. Even if they had survived that, at least the explosives are no longer a danger. Must have been their handler. That deactivated barrier must be the switch from floor 4. It's a pretty heavy trick to be using that early in the game. Switch is on a remote floor. That to me is like 3rd episode, maybe. First episode, the switch is right by the barrier. Second episode, switch is on the same floor, but not actually near the barrier. And then I'd say episode 3, implement different floors. Like kind of a step it up sort of thing, you know? Is that a false brown dot? Must have been. Yeah, whatever.
Intruder! Medic! Stop! Stop! Guard! I'm down! Oh! Guard! Oh! Oh!
Nice little serpentine effect. Shame it only leads to $1,200.
Oh! Stop! I'm down!
Buddy, go down the hallway. Down the hallway. I said down the fucking hallway, numbnuts. Alright, fine. Go down that hallway. Are you kidding me? Finally. Jesus. Keep walking. God. Keep walking away from the bombs. Away from the bombs. Keep walking, boys. Explosives and innocence. Not my favorite game. Automatic doors. Interesting. There we go. Naturally, this much money would be quite ferociously guarded. Although I've seen bigger stashes with less guard.
Intruder! Medic! I'm down!
That's everybody. That's everything. That's all she wrote. The ammunition and weaponry storage. This one might actually benefit us. Here we go. One-sided doors everywhere.
Guard! Guard!
Which one? Or do they both go the same way? Connected. Let's go this way first. Double reinforced. Must be something big.
I'm down!
That's one. What of this one? Pay attention to those light fixtures. Not all of them are.
I'm down! I'm down!
I wonder if they've got a toughness threshold or something. A, something that determines whether they pass out. And B, if they do, something that determines at what point. Alright, we're gonna have to swing back out. Sometimes the wall that looks different is the secret. Security turrets everywhere. Even in the hidden places. And this must be the other switch from floor 4. Singular locked, a singular one-sided door generally means you cross far enough and it'll open. Then you must have time for my bullet. Look at this. Cold fire.
I'm hit!
We'll let the bad guys funnel out. You want to bail out now? You can. You want more action? Go that way. Holy shit, look at this. A 4-switch network.
I'm down!
It looks like the big flip posts, which don't hurt you, by the way. Unless for some stupid reason you're Fortunately, the bad guys can't flip switches.
Stop! I'm down! Stop! You're dead!
Oh, damn. I missed somebody. Oh well, got flash. By the way, be sure if you're at the elevator to wait out all your bonuses. You'll lose it if you go to another floor. Very good. Now a heads up going in. The red card for floor 10 is always on floor 9. And by the way, we're in the security offices. So we should probably expect to see a lot of humans here. Good, bad, or indifferent. I wonder if self-destruction doesn't count towards enemy destroyed. That should have hurt. No secrets in any of those. Good. Yeah, self-destructions count. My point in that phrasing being something that is not destroyed by my bullet. That being the case, percentage would not have gone up, but it did. Other wall. Sense of direction's crap, always has been. Tell you what, I would never have expected plasma aliens to be security detail. Just don't allow the way to survive. What I just did was very dangerous. I honestly was not sure if there were any allies. That having been said, once again, don't do that shit. Barrier. Barrier. Switches. Two lived, two didn't. Good. That's over $100,000 in this area alone. And I mean this entire secret network. 120. 140. 160. 180. 200,000. 220. 260,000. That is a lot of money. Now then, we have the yellow card. We've got work to do. Guys, if you don't mind. Why are the droids able to open doors? This could get dangerous. Stay back. Oh, good. Here, boys, another hiding place. Another several hiding places. Already well past the point of $6 million man.
You're dead. Intruder! Medic! I'm down! I'm down!
Damn it. Wait, never mind. That's the other way. We're good. Mechanical security. I don't see that there are any outlets, which is a good thing. I spoke too soon. God damn it. Thankfully, there's no need to spin back. Good, we got them all. And we got all the stuff. And we kept everyone alive. Now time to get out of here and move on to the big stuff. And now, to the natural endgame. Floor 9 on each episode consists of 2 general phases. Phase 1, you've got Goldfire in a much more durable state. How much more durable? We'll take a look at this. It takes a ton of plasma fire to take him down. You can imagine how much any other weapon would take, and how long. But in exchange, he always has the gold card on this level. Just make your business here quick before he shows up again. Once you've done that, make for the second arena.
You're dead.
Where phase 2 will consist of one of his boss
You're
mutants,
dead.
which, as was said in the briefing, for this floor is the Spider Mutant. For perspective, these guys are about the same strength as Goldfire on this floor. Bear in mind, you gotta dodge these attacks.
You're dead. You're dead.
Now with this gold card, you can just find the exit, something that looks like a shuttle or a special dead-end corridor, and waltz your way right on out. But we're not going to do that. And by the way, no disqualification. Here's an ammo and health bunker, should you need it for this fight. By the way, always use the PDU, and be sure to dodge attacks. That was 70,000 in orbs. That's another 30 for 100,000. 120. 150. 180. 210. And there's another branch. $240,000. So the last two big orb sequences of secrets was good for over $500,000. Now remember I said the red card for floor 10 is always on floor 9. So let's get looking. A new access card, blue.
I'm down. I'm down.
No DQ, boys and girls, have a little fun. Now be sure to survey and check for any green guys that are face down. And we'll be seeing the green card as well. So if you just go through this without checking everything, you won't see green or blue until episode 2.
I'm down. Stop.
We've broken 7. A lot of hardware. That's 30 turrets you would have just trashed.
You're dead. You're dead. I'm dead.
Again, make your survey. I don't think anyone survived. Cool. So yellow contains gold and that red card we've been looking for. And green is good for more gold. Excellent. There's Goldfire again, but don't bother fighting them. Take a good look at this. Perfect mission. At least on the books. One last bit of business to deal with. And that is the secret alien chambers. By the way, floor 9 is the space track transport. Basically fancy space jargon for that's our way out of here. You notice that shuttle at the end of the corridor we turned away from. $36,000. $42,000. $43,500. $44,500. $53,500. Now we're talking 113,500. $136,100. $137,600. $138,000 even. $144,000. I have no idea how much the bad guys are worth. 174. 174.8. This should be it. 178.8. 198.8. So if you do count that bot that I took down, that is over 200,000. Gonna have to round out this way. Oh, stay back there.
I'm hit! Halt! I'm hit! I'm down!
Those explosions hit you for 20% each. In other words, what just happened was fatal. Even if you're at 100% health. Oh, you're awake? If you have creatures that you know have a melee attack like a scratch or a pound, get close enough to them for them to do that move, and then back away from them. That's the best way to keep them from firing projectiles. Plasma aliens have no such attacks, so don't try it. Damn it, there's a socket.
You're dead!
What if there's two sockets?
Die, human!
Well, now we're just after another perfect record. Once we have that, there's no more red cards, so we'll go back down to floor 9 and get the hell out of here. I just noticed it seems floor 10 is also designated secret. Well, there's got to be a big one at the end of all this. These little tiny steps. I mean, it looks pretty impressive, but knowing what the blue orbs are worth, it's not worth much. It's enough to break 8 million, though. And that's about as far as we're going in terms of the millions count. There must be another enemy. Got him. This is it. This is it. Time to go. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our final score for this episode. $8,195,320. Awesome. If you want to fight Goldfire one more time for posterity, you be my guest.
You'll never defeat me.
Bear in mind, he's at the same strength he was when you fought him the first time in this room. So you better hope you got enough ammo if you're going to commit to that. Either way, that's the end. All right. 1 down, 5 up. Next time on the Alpha stream will be the Floating Fortress. Now with debug mode enabled, you don't get a high score, but that's okay. We are not here for that. Hopefully the background noise helped you guys out there, and you can look forward to it again soon. Yeah, okay. Have an alpha night.